welcome back to the Game Team. It has been a very long time since we have done one of these. A lot of stuff has happened in our absence. My final semester of college was a bit busier than expected, but hey, I'm now the proud owner of a degree from Texas A&M University. The world of video games has had a lot of ups and downs in our time away, frankly, too many to keep track of and recap, so we're just going to skip all of that and jump straight into this week's headlines. After a couple of weeks of rumors, Deadline officially confirmed that Alex Garland, the director of Ex Machina, Annihilation, and Civil War, and the writer behind the 28 Days Later series, is set to direct and write an Elden Ring movie at A24. Based off From Software's acclaimed 2022 hit, we don't have many details on what exactly the film will be adapting, but I'm super excited to see Garland tackle a fantasy setting though, as this is definitely going to be something outside of his usual range of films. Of course, Elden Ring isn't the only video game adaptation that A24 is working on, since they are also moving forward with development with a Death Stranding film that seems to be set for a 2027 release, according to a recent interview with Hideo Kojima. Last week, Games Workshop held the Warhammer Skulls 2025 showcase, giving us a look at some upcoming titles set in the Warhammer universe. The big reveal was Bolt Gun 2, a sequel to the fantastic throwback pixelated shooter from 2023. That title is currently set to release in 2026 on current-gen consoles and PC. There's also a free-to-play typing spin-off that launched for free on Steam, so why not give that a go and see how good your typing skills are. Owlcat brought a couple of announcements, with an expansion for Rogue Trader called Lex Imperialis and a second season pass for the game. The second announcement was the confirmation of their new CRPG with Dark Heresy. This time players will take on the role of an Inquisitor as they face, well, heresy. We then had some updates on already released games with Darktide, confirming that a new paid class in the Arbites will be joining the game on June 23rd. And if you need to know anything, they have a dog you can take with you on your dives, so that just makes it an automatic win in my book. It wasn't all just 40k though, as we are also getting updates to Vermintide 2 and Blood Bowl 3. Going back to 40k, Space Marines 2 also show off its highly anticipated Siege mode, which is out on June 26th. Speaking of Space Marines, we learned that Space Marine Mastercrafted Edition will be bringing the original game to current-gen consoles and PC on June 10th with 4K support, modernized controls, remastered audio, and many other small changes to modernize the game. It will also be launching onto Game Pass Day 1. That wasn't the only remaster announced though, as Dawn of War Definitive Edition was officially confirmed. This new version of the classic RTS will update the visuals and hopefully allow many more modern rigs to get the chance to play the game for the first time without needing to jump through so many hoops like you do right now to play the original version. So in our time away, the industry has had what we can call price controversies. With the full reveal of the Switch 2 back in early April, it was confirmed that Mario Kart World would retail for $80 and that Donkey Kong Bonanza would retail for $70. This mark would seem to be a $10 increase for all of Nintendo's title. If you recall, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom launched for $70, which set a new tier for pricing, and games like Super Mario Wonder launched at $60, staying in that original tier. With the Switch 2, Mario Kart World seems to be the Zelda equivalent, while Donkey Kong is the Mario equivalent. It seems Nintendo's going to keep going on a case-by-case basis for each game they release. For example, I would probably expect the next 3D Mario game to retail at that higher price tier of $80. So why are we talking about this? That's because Borderlands 4, which had a pretty fantastic state of play a couple weeks ago, doesn't have a price yet. Randy Pitchford made a controversial statement last week because it wouldn't be a Borderlands release cycle without one of those, on how if the game releases for $80, real fans will find a way to pay for it. Great PR there, but it brings us to a pretty big point. Game development is expensive, like seriously expensive, and the more detailed and ambitious games seem to be getting, the more prices are going to climb. It's just kind of inevitable. Back in 2020, Sean Layden, the former head of PlayStation, said in an interview that due to the rising cost of AAA game development, it's just going to keep making things more unstable moving forward. It was just last year when he continued following up this statement, saying that he believed all games should be smaller, shorter, and thus cheaper. While that may be a controversial take, it definitely holds a lot of weight with some of this year's biggest surprises. Split Fiction and Clair Obscur Expedition 33 both launched at $50, made by teams of fewer than 100 people, and they've been incredible. Like, straight up Game of the Year contenders. They don't have this cutting edge graphics, and sure, you can see the rough edges where a bigger budget might have polished things up, but that's also part of their charm. They focus on what actually makes a game good. Gameplay, writing, music, just those pure essentials. Grand Theft Auto 6 released a new trailer, and there's no doubt in anybody's mind that it's probably going to be the most cutting-edge game released this entire decade. I fully believe there is a place for these blockbuster titles in the current industry, but publishers really do need to start looking at supporting smaller, tighter games, because not every game is going to be as successful as GTA 6 launching at $80 price points, and no studio deserves to be hurt due to matching expectations like that. There is a balance somewhere here, and we can only hope that at the end of the day, developers get the chance to make what they want to make. And that wraps our return episode of TGP. Shorter episode this week, but we are just a couple of weeks away from not E3 season and the 1-year anniversary of this channel. So make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon to be notified when new videos drop, because we're going to be having some great coverage coming your way from every show. I really can't wait to get doing that. But till then, I've been your host, Brandon Elanese, and see you all soon for some great video game conferences.